Well, this may be just because I'm over the hill, but I would or wouldn't. I could or couldn't. I did or didn't. I had or hadn't done this commentary, or mightn't have done this commentary, but did or did not do it. I can't keep up with the grammatical infelicities of the President of the United States. In fact, everything's so weird, I find it hard to read the global news when I get up in the morning. So much of it is odd and peculiar and absurd, and the imbecility of the American president, the sort of asinine popinjay that he has become, throws everything into the turbulence. And now you have people actually accusing Donald Trump of betrayal or treason in regard to his own country. Whoever thought it would come to this? Good old Vladimir Putin must be chortling all the way to his second vodka. But I guess what has to be recognized is that Donald Trump is merely a symbol of what's going on in this world. The terrifying lurch to the right, the emergence of authoritarianism and autocracy and totalitarian impulses. This is a pretty frightening specter that is enveloping the world, and with it, of course, the shredding of democratic values, which no one really fully expected. I mean, there are so many countries, from Italy to Hungary to the United States to my own province of Ontario in Canada, where the lurch to right-wing extremism is palpable and deeply, deeply disconcerting. But it is all emerging so speedily and with such damage to values. Again, however, it's equally painful to recognize that the people who ruled before this time, the people who were in charge of politics before this time, the so-called progressive neoliberals, allowed inequality, income and economic inequality, to be so deeply entrenched in so many countries that it leads to the rage and the impatience with what is happening. When you turn over the world to the 1%, the anger and the frustration that emerges leads directly to the right-wing extreme populism, which we now see in evidence everywhere. I've just had it. I kind of need a gap period at some point. You know, the way in which university students take gap years to settle things down? That's how I feel emotionally and intellectually. Anyway, next week is the International AIDS Conference in Amsterdam, where delegates will be discussing the resurgence of the pandemic, and I'll be able to comment on that in the aftermath. But for this week, that is to say last week, I remain Stephen Lewis.